What's going on, everyone? I am the Kilted Cajun and welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to take a moment to talk about some little drama going on in the video game industry and Bayonetta 3. If in case you haven't heard, voice actress by the name of Hellena Taylor has been voicing Bayonetta through two video games and apparently the animated show. People love her. She's done a fantastic job. Suppose whatever. I think I played the first one or the second one. It was all right. Not my kind of game. To each their own. Unfortunately, Bayonetta 3 is coming out soon, and a little bit of Helena had a little something to say about what they offered to pay her. So let's go ahead and take a little moment. Let's take a moment and see what she had to say, because we're going to get this directly from the horse's mouth. So let's click here. I am so professional. Everybody take a look. Let's listen.
And what did they think this was worth? What did they offer to pay me?
What did they offer to pay you?
The final offer.
The final offer.
To do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000.
Flat rate. Flat rate, $4,000. So she claims they only offered her $4,000 to do the game. Well, more information. Well, before I talk, when she came out with this video, let's see what we got here. 5,000 upvotes, 74,000 retweets. So many, just one and over. Oh no. Chris Pratt out here making millions for a generic semi-Brooklyn voice for everyone's favorite iconic plumber. Meanwhile, Hellena Taylor gets fired. No, she didn't get fired. She didn't get the contract, asking to not be paid scraps for freaking Bayonetta. Okay. Offered $4,000 for her work on Bayonetta 3. You see, it's not entirely true. A lot of people came out and want to talk about boycotting. What the fuck just happened here? Anyway, we're going to move on. So, some more information came out after everyone spurged out and started making boycott Bayonetta videos and fuck that company, do this, blah, 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 blah. Simping for Hellena Taylor, which, to each their own. Jason Schreier came out with some more information with the Bloomberg article, and say what you want. You can have your personal opinions. I know a lot of people have their own opinions on Jason Schreier, but something I've discovered since being remotely interested in video game behind the scenes news is that Jason Schreier doesn't really run his mouth for no reason. He does his due diligence. He may be one of the last legitimate journalists out there where, if he says it, he got it from a reliable source. The article talks about two people with the company who cannot be named, who wish to remain anonymous. Well, that's because of NDAs, and poor Hellena Taylor over there, she's not going to get a gig forever because she broke an NDA. She 100% broke an NDA. They could probably, when you break NDAs, the company can seek legal action, so she's screwed. But anyway, especially if it comes out that it's verified that she's a bold-faced liar. So Jason Schreier goes on to say, last weekend Bayonetta's former voice actor called for fans to boycott the new game, saying she was offered just $4,000 to work on it. Her Twitter video went viral and stoked the debate over voice actor wages, but the full story is much more complicated. So in the article, Platinum Games, it would appear, offered Hellena Taylor between $3,000 and $4,000 per session for at least 5 sessions, according to two people familiar with the deal and documentation viewed by Bloomberg. So Jason Schreier works for Bloomberg, therefore by Bloomberg means Jason looked at it. In response, the people said Taylor she asked for a 6-figure fee and residuals. Negotiations fell apart because, duh, it's a video game. Okay, you can try and claim that the voice of a character is what draws you in. I can say the same thing because Cade 6 in the Destiny franchise is a beloved voice character, but it's not just the voice, it's the attitude, the mannerisms, and all. Mannerisms? How do you do mannerisms in a voice? Anyway, the personality behind it. So in that sense, sure, I could agree with that. But when you get too big for your britches and you challenge when you challenge a corporation, you can do that. There's no problem with that. But you have to be willing and able to accept the consequences without whining and lying like a child. Jennifer Hale comes out. Jennifer Hale, who is the voice actress for Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3, decided to share this little tweet. Ben Diskin, God damn it. So I feel like critical thinking is a skill that needs to be taught as its own subject in school. I will agree with that 100%. Excuse me. If you only hear, see, I've had to deal with this problem in my own personal life, but it is what it is. I'm sure we've all had to deal with that. If you only hear one side or part of one side of a story, you haven't heard the whole story. Number two, spreading an opinion based off of partial information can spread misinformation. Interesting how that works out. So we had a lot of people screaming from the rafters because they believe, voice actors and actresses aren't getting paid fair wages. Well, that's not up for the gamer to decide. You can voice your opinion and everything, but if you spurg out like this without all the information, you just kind of look like a moron. And you have to come out and eat your crow and just accept, whether she was offered 4,000 or 20,000, that's still a stupidly low amount for such a successful game series. There's no guarantee that the game series is going to be successful one game after another. It's not just the voice actor and the graphics that make a game successful. It's also the mechanics, the lack of bugs and glitches, and all this other stuff. However, when you're talking about a few hours of work, let's say 3 or 4 hours of work, oh, sure, she had to go through school and classes, but you decide to set your own fees when it comes to voice acting as well as acting and animation. Any skill that you have developed over the years, you decide what you are worth. The customer, or in this case the corporation Platinum Games, they decide if they believe you are worth it. In this case, they didn't believe you were worth it, and you are more than welcome, like I said, you're more than welcome to voice that opinion online. However, if you lie, see, this isn't a matter of, it's no longer a matter of how much you believe a voice actor or actress deserves to be paid. That is no longer the argument. The argument now is Helena Taylor lied on record in 4K. She lied about what they offered her to garner sympathy, emotion on her side, to push her opinion. And that is what I will always speak out about. If you want, you have to bring forth as many facts as you can. Sure, I run my mouth about my opinion on numerous videos, but I back that up with why. I don't lie about it. I'm not going to sit there and not put forth all the information in front of me and then give my opinion. In this case, a lot of people did that. Taylor denies this account in an email to Bloomberg. She called that version of events an absolute lie and said that Platinum is trying to save their ass and the game. Now, one idea is that why would Helena Taylor do this? Because she has to have the idea that it would totally destroy her reputation. Breaking an NDA like that, no one's going to want to hire her for a voice gig after this, not for a long time. But it says Taylor's videos have received more than 9.5 million. Wow, that's a lot. Led to a deluge of calls from fans and pundits to boycott Bayonetta 3. That's a joke in and of itself. Let's boycott it. Yeah. Anybody remember the boycott Blizzard, boycott World of Warcraft? Yeah. Boycott Diablo, sure. Diablo 4 is coming out and people creaming their pants right now. Blizzard announces a new expansion for World of Warcraft and everyone's going, World of Warcraft is saved! Yeah, boycotts in the gaming industry when it comes to gamers, yeah, we have the attention span of a freaking goldfish. You'd be lucky if the hype lasts, a month. I have my opinions of Blizzard and all that other stuff. I try not to give them money, but, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster came out and I dropped that fucking money like in a heartbeat, like like a hypocritical bitch. I'm not gonna lie. Why? Because I love the game, and I think they did a fantastic job on it. Other things, I'll know. We all pick our battles. My hypocrisy knows no bounds at times. I try, but it's unlikely the full story will get as much traction or as many eyeballs as the original Twitter videos. Of course not, because this is truth. The other one is emotion. One is fact. Well, again, fact as far as Jason Schreier can report it. So I think there was something down here. What was it talking about? Here we go. In her videos, this is Hellena Taylor. Hellena Taylor mentioned Jennifer Hale, the prolific voice actor who took over the role of Bayonetta in the video game. Quote, I wish her all the joy in the world. I wish her all the jobs, but she has no right to say she is the voice of Bayonetta. I created that voice, sure. She has no right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta. Well, I'm sorry, I have some bad news for you, but she has every right because the company that created the character, you created the voice, the company created the character. You got on your high horse and challenged the corporation to get more money. They called your bluff and they won. This is an unfortunate thing that happens in all industries, in all walks of life. You made a bet, you couldn't back the bet up. You made a bet with your mouth that your ass couldn't cash. You created the voice. Yes, that is correct. Sure. And Jennifer Hale is going to be doing the voice moving forward. So guess what? She signed a contract. She is Bayonetta's voice now, and she has every right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta, as Jennifer Hale. She can't sign your name, and the fans know that. And any fan who goes after Jennifer Hale with any sort of attitude about this, you're a fool. She is doing a gig. She got paid for. She's not. This is not like scab. Don't treat her like some sort of scab that walked across a picket line. We don't do that anymore. She took a gig. She signed a contract. Jennifer Hale is Bayonetta now. You can still. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I wonder if Hellena Taylor could actually sign merchandise as Bayonetta since she broke an NDA and is no longer contracted to voice Bayonetta. I wonder how that works. If anybody has any ideas on that, go ahead and can she legally attend conventions and use that persona, use her voice to sign merchandise for fans? Maybe in a private setting. I don't know. I think that's interesting. I think that's one of the more interesting things. But for Hellena Taylor to sit there and say she has no right to say she is the voice of Bayonetta, no, sorry, sister, she has every right to, because she signed the contract. She's doing the voice in part 3, and it's going to be for the fans to decide, not you. It will be the fans, and you're going to have some simpy troll fans that they're going to run their mouth without having all the information, or just corporations bad, blah blah blah. No. Hellena Taylor, you lied. You left out some very important information. If you would have stuck with the $3,000 to $4,000 per session at an expected 5 sessions, you would have had such a much larger. This conversation wouldn't be happening. This video wouldn't be happening. So I guess I have to thank you for that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like. Leave a dislike. Thank you for making it this far. And I'll see you on the next one.